I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for Katie Chats at hotDOCS in downtown Toronto. I'm here with filmmaker Charlie Lyne. How does it feel to have your film Copycat here at hotDOCS?
Yeah, incredible. I mean, I had my first film, Beyond Clueless, play here last year, and really it was like that experience that made me want to make more films, just so I could get to kind of relive these kinds of experiences. I think it's such a amazing sort of energetic festival.
And tell me a little bit about Copycat. Where did it all begin, the making of this film?
Well, it's about a filmmaker called Rolf Konevsky, who, when he was 19, managed to scrape together a small budget and make this very weird horror movie called There's Nothing Out There. And it was kind of arguably the first horror movie that was a film in which the characters themselves knew about horror movies and kind of knew the tropes of that genre. And so they were able to kind of outsmart the villain by, following what they'd learned from watching Nightmare on Elm Street movies and so on.
Yeah.
And so the film Copycat is kind of about his process making that, and also his slight disillusionment at the fact that the film never really caught on in the way that he thought it would. And the fact that then many years later, Scream, the Wes Craven film, came out and did a very similar thing and had massive amounts of success. So it's kind of about that feeling of having an idea that feels really powerful and then seeing that idea deployed in a different way, and that sort of frustration.
Absolutely. And have you always been a fan of horror films?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was something like my last film, Beyond Clueless, was about teen movies, and there's so much crossover between teen movies and horror films that I ended up revisiting so many of the horror movies that I kind of grown up with and remembering quite how much impact they had on me at that age. And then revisiting so many of them while making this short totally reminded me how kind of powerful a genre I find that, and how kind of like unsettling on a kind of almost like impossible to grasp level those films can be.
And thinking about sort of growing up on various films and content, that sort of nostalgia of that kind of fits in with another film that you've co-produced that's screening with your film at the festival. So can you tell me maybe about the theme of nostalgia in your work recently, maybe?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think Stand By for Take Back Up, which is the
Thank you for saying the title, because I was not sure.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Which is the feature that the short is screening with. Like that, this is kind of built from clips from existing films and sort of filtered through a sort of VHS aesthetic. And I think that the reason that was really important to me for this short was that Rolf himself, the subject of the documentary, is someone who filters almost every experience he has through horror movies and other kinds of genre films, and kind of is so obsessed with these films that has started kind of viewing his life through the prism of them. And I found that so fascinating in the way that he would talk when he would get really enthusiastic about something, and the only way he could find to kind of convey it would be to, tell you how much it was like Mad Max or whatever. And I really kind of was interested in that, because I think it's something that I do as well, and that to some extent we all kind of do. So that's why I chose to make the film, this kind of collage film built out of all these constituent parts, because I think that's a quite strange, potent thing, the power that those movies have over us.
Absolutely. Do you have a favorite film in particular?
I don't know about a favorite film.
Or one you've watched the most?
The one I've watched the most, I mean, it's always childhood ones, isn't it? Which is, again, I guess, are the most potent when you revisit them. Like Toy Story, I don't think how many times I've seen that. I could probably tell you every word, front and back. Matilda.
Yeah, I love Matilda.
Anything I had on VHS at the age of 7 is forever kind of built into the back of my mind. And in fact, it's one of the reasons, like, going back to VHS as a format for this short, kind of playing about with it, even just the, like, look of it and the sort of strange grain of that format itself can kind of drag me back to the feeling of being like 7 or 8 years old. It's a very strange thing. Like, you need so little to suddenly feel nostalgic about something like that, especially when it's catching you at that perfect moment.
And where's the best place for us to find out more information on you and Copycat online?
Probably Twitter, I would imagine. I'm at Charlie Lyne, which is Lyne. And yeah, it should be out and available for people to watch pretty soon.
Well, thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for Katie Chats at hotDOCS in downtown Toronto.